There you go. Woo! Where's the audio? Give me music. Give me something. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I have no idea what this is. Oh, the only thing I know is apparently you date cats. Okay, we play in this. Couldn't play through. No game progress. Yeah, we just literally just started. New game. Okay, is this gonna be me? Actually, random name. These are boring. Why are these boring? Why are these? I'm gonna be Changers. I'm gonna be Changers. Autosave notification. This game supports an autosave feature. Please don't turn off your game while it's saving. I'm an angel and I accept. I'm a devil and I reject. What happens if I reject?
Well, what do we have here? It looks like a human, it smells like a human, I'm sure it will taste like a human. And yet, it calls itself a devil. How is that even possible?
What the fuck? What is happening? What?
All the universe above and below the earth knows that I am the devil. The one and only, the original and everlasting, you shivering, lying, trembling creature. Allow me to school you in the ways of hell. You call yourself Chungers.
And yet, you and I both know that that is a lie. You are my... Excuse you, what? Excuse you, what?
You are my minion, Suicide.
Excuse you, what? It knows.
You are in my domain now. There is only one voice to listen to, one authority to be obeyed, one will to serve. I am the master of everything. But Suicide, I am a sporting devil too. It will be so easy to crush you into eternal damnation right here, right now, but where's the fun? So this is what I'll do. You have a chance, a slim one, at redemption. Answer the following question correctly and you may escape my clutches. For now.
Yes, I'll do anything you say, oh great master, to your worst horn dog. Oh. Do your worst, horn dog. I like this thing. Up yours, horn dog. That expression just... Okay, just do it. I don't care. I got an achievement. Don't deal with the devil. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what just happened. I'm not sure how long I've been sailing, but it feels like forever. I'm not feeling too well now, so it's a huge relief to hear the tech lad shout. Island approach! Make yourself ready! What's up, Joe? I'm finally here. When I applied last month, I was just another broke student living off baked beans, and didn't really think I had a chance of being accepted to be part of the prestigious Cat Island research team. Oh, that was an exciting start, lol. Yep. That was something. Here it is. The little black dot in the distance, growing bigger by the second, is the infamous Cat Island, the place I will call home for the next few months. My heart momentarily skipped a beat. What if there's been a mistake? What if they accepted someone else's application and accidentally sent the offer to me? I rummaged about in my bag until I found the papers. Dear Chungers, that's me. We are pleased to be able to offer you the position of research assistant to Professor Popper. Popper? At our research facility on Cat Island. The position will be for an initial period of 8 weeks. Your contract will be sent separately. We look forward to working with you. Yours sincerely, Professor Popper. Okay. Devil knows though. It does. No mistake, that's my name. That is my name. Right there in the top left-hand corner, Chungers, and there's his name at the bottom, the genius behind this whole operation, Professor Popper. Science genius and my new boss. I look up from my papers to see dry land rapidly approaching before us. It seems to be surrounded by a huge barrier of impenetrable black rocks. As we get closer, we're not slowing down, and I begin to worry that we're going to crash into them. Then at the very last moment, we take a sharp turn to the left, and suddenly we're sailing smoothly towards a jetty through an opening in the rocks. Deja vu, I have been in this place before. I blow out the breath that I've been holding and break into a smile. Nicely done, Skipper! The ferryman comes out from behind the steering wheel, ignoring my attempts at camaraderie, and shouts rather brusquely. Take all your belongings! We won't be back for days, so don't leave nothing you'll need. Okay, thank you. I smile weakly at the ferryman and his son and pick up my bags, ready to disembark. We glide seamlessly up to the wooden jetty, and the son leaps ashore to tie us off. He's greeted by a bulky man in uniform, who I take to be a security officer of some kind. Joe? Sir, cut your mouse. And then he laughs loudly, as though he said the funniest thing he's ever heard. It's very disconcerting. Okay. The security guard remains surly and turns his attention to me. Let's be having you then, Zane Jones. He holds out his large hand, which I assume is an offer to help me off the boat. But as I reach out to take it, he snatched it. But as I reach out to take it, he snatches it away, throwing me off balance, so that I almost fall over to the side. What a great start. ID card? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I see. Of course. I reach into my back pocket and hand over the laminated card I was given on the mainland. Chungers. That's a nice smile. At least you got that. He barely looks at it before striding it off, grunting over his shoulder. This way. Okay. I follow him down a dirt track path and get my first proper view of the island. It's beautiful, lush and green. I'm already under its spell. It is beautiful, lush and green. It's very green. Really, really green. After no more than a couple of minutes trekking, we're in a base camp, which consists of an assortment of tents and huts. Among them are two more solid-looking structures, one larger and one smaller. I presume these are the labs. Yeah, we're gonna do science. We'll do science. We'll become science people. The whole camp is moderate but functional. It reminds me of an army outpost. I'm struck by the lack of people. In fact, there's no one around apart from an older woman sitting outside, peeling a pile of potatoes. I smile and give her a little nod, but she just stares back at me. Okay. Mrs. Marigold? I try not to get paranoid. She hates me. Here. He's stopped at the largest of the tents, indicating that I should go inside. I feel rude just walking in, so I make my presence known first. Hello? A firm but friendly voice calls out. Come. I walk in and there he is, hunched over some documents, the great Professor Popper. Jesus, that's a mess. Listen, if I'm gonna be sleeping here or working here, you're gonna need to clean this up, or at least have me clean it up, because that's like, this is not working condition. Not that I can talk, like my room is a mess. You know what? I won't say anything. My room is probably worse than that. I'll tidy it for you, please. Go ahead. If you can even find the room itself in this mess. Sir, it's an honor to meet you. Yes, yes. You must be Chungers. Come on in, my dear. Glad to have you on board. Good journey? Well, long. Yes, indeed. Would rather tucked away here. Oh god, choices. Let me offer you some refreshment. Water, coffee, something stronger perhaps? Whiskey? Shots. Let's go for shots, we're gonna be alcoholics. Well, if you're having one, it will be rude to let you drink whiskey on your own. Jolly good, I can tell you and I are going to get along famously. He takes a swig from the bottle and passes it to me. I try not to show my self-consciousness and surreptitiously, whatever that is, wipe the neck with my sleeve before taking a modest sip. It will take you a while to find your way around and discover how it all works, so for today I thought I will just get you kitted out and maybe kitted out and maybe introduce you to some of the locals, the cats that is. I believe you already met most of the human locals. Well, I've only met the ferryman and the security guard who brought me here. Yes, that's about it. And the lady outside? Ah, Mrs. Marigold and her husband are the caretakers. Wonderful couple, the Marigolds. You'll meet them before too long. We're a tidy little family here, Chungers. I'm sure you'll fit in nicely. Thank you, sir. I hope so. Okay, so first thing first. This is your basic kit. He begins going through a pile of things on his desk, explaining each of them in turn. This is your backpack. You can put everything in it. I know how a backpack works. Should you really explain this to me? Hello? We will be going on plenty of field trips, so it will be very useful. As will your own water bottle. I got my water bottle. I got my own portable water bottle. That's good. Some disinfectant hand spray. Okay. These are heavy-duty reinforced gloves, which are essential when tagging cats out in the wild. What kind of cats are we tagging? Don't want any scratches from felines, we don't know now, do we? Yeah, that's a good point. I shove each item into the new backpack as it gives them to me. Likewise, these goggles are to be brought along on all field trips. This lot here. He indicates to a small pile of what looks like laundry. Is basic uniform, lab coats, masks, stethoscope, etc. Portable first aid kit, camping knife with all tool attachments. Finally, and without doubt, most importantly, this! Whatever the fuck this is! This is not a phone. You cannot go on Twitter on this. I know there's a lot of cats, but you're not gonna be posting cat pictures on Twitter. He holds up something that looks like a mobile phone, except it clearly isn't one. This is your catalog. This is my catalog. It's a fucking catalog. Because it logs cats. It's a catalog. It's a fucking catalog. Catalog? Yes, the names come from its earliest version. It was initially designed to record and store data on the cats, scan them, and log their details. Exactly, it logs cats, it's a catalog. But as you see, we've come a long way since then. Now you can use it to communicate with the rest of our team. I've added everyone's contact details for you. Listen to music, take photos. There's even a pen that comes with it to insert the microchips into the back of the cat's necks, so that we can keep track of them. I know I said we can take photos, but it's not connected to the internet, so no Twitter pictures for you. It is a very valuable piece of equipment. Chungers, and I need you to protect it above all else. Do you understand? If you're about to die, it doesn't matter as long as you keep this thing intact. If you need to throw your life away to protect it, it's fine. Do not break it. This thing is expensive. It's a fucking catalog. It logs cats. He's looking me directly in the eye and clearly expects a response. Yes, sir. Of course. I'll look after it. Good. You'll get to know all the functions as you go along, but for now I suggest we take a stroll out and see if we can't find any new friends to introduce you to... I suggest we take a stroll out and see if we can find any new friends to introduce you to, so that you can try it out. He hands me the gadget. I feel a bit nervous taking charge of it, especially since it's more valuable than my life apparently, but also really keen to have a go. We head down to the beach, the professor explaining things as we go. The mixture of terrain on Cat Island is quite unique. Even in such a relatively small area, you'll find forests, mountains, jungle, beaches, woodland, and all the different geological and ecological zones in one place. It really is most remarkable. Also, it's really green. Did you notice how green it is? It's really, really green. There's a lot of green. It certainly is. Even the lack of wildlife is in itself quite remarkable. What do you mean, Professor? We killed them all, so we could have cats running around. Well, put simply, there is a type of force field that surrounds the island, disallowing anything to enter. We put it there, so we could have cats running around. You mean literally anything? Absolutely. No birds, fish, or creatures of any kind can penetrate it. Forgive my lack of intelligence. Forgive my lack of intelligence on this subject, but we're here? The professor lets out a disconcertingly loud laugh. Ha ha ha! You fucking idiot! Ha! I see what you mean. Well, there is, of course, one small break in this invisible wall, and that is where we built the jetty. But let's not get too bogged down in all this right now. What you need to know is that basically the island is shaped like a peanut, like your brain, and it's small like a peanut. Your brain. You don't notice? Like, did I say that you're stupid? I want you to understand. I think you're stupid. My lack of intelligence. Yeah. Exactly. This game is fun. He has picked up a nearby stick and draws a simple map in the sand. This is the peanut. The peanut that I said is like big as your brain. This is our end of the island. It's very well known to us now. We've been researching here for many years. On the other end is not so familiar to us. We have encountered difficulties that have hindered our progress in the region. Remember how I said that there's no other life forms? Well, kind of. What type of difficulties, Professor? Well, we're not as sure as we'd like to be, but what I can tell you is that the environment has an adverse effect upon humans, inducing nausea at the very least. So basically, we throw cats at it and hope they figure out how to fix that. And at the worst? Fainting, migraines, possible nerve damage or brain damage. I think you went already in there because your brain seems pretty damaged to me. Oh gosh, that is serious. As I say, it's best to keep away, but let's not go into all that now, my dear. You're probably stupid enough that you won't feel any of that. You've had a long day. For now, let's just say that we refer to the far end of the island as the danger zone, with good reason. Huh? I must ask you not to put yourself at risk by venturing beyond this mountain range here, because if you die, we're gonna lose the catalog. And that is really important. It's really expensive equipment. We don't want you to lose it. It's a catalog. It logs cats. He refers to the map once more, drawing a line just past the center and an X to the end section. I don't see it. Oh, there you go. There are wild, aggressive cats out there. I wouldn't want you getting too close to them. Unlike our lovely fellows closer to home. That's the bad district, where the outlaw cats live. Just led me to a spot where a few cats are lounging about. What'd you say we try your catalog now, Chungers? Try not to break it. It's expensive. It's a catalog. It logs cats. He stoops down and picks up one of the animals, a disgruntled-looking cat who was sleeping under the shade of a palm tree. Beautiful. The cat lets out a displeased meow, but doesn't struggle. It's a large body, billowing with long orange fur. Just sort of hangs in the professor's arms in lazy resignation. Would you like to have a go at scanning this delightful chap? With your catalog, it logs cats. I find the on switch and somewhat timidly activated. Boop, boop, boop. The gadget immediately comes to artificial life, emitting a boop 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 sound with a red pulsating light. I select the app labeled Cat Scan. It scans cats. And it loads instantly. There's no delay on this thing. I told you it's an expensive piece of equipment. Don't break it. The professor holds the cat towards me with arms outstretched. I'm sure he said the scanning chip is implanted to the back of the neck somewhere, but it's difficult to find this one's neck amidst the thick cloud of fur. I blow to hiccup parting and press the catalog. It logs cats to his skin. It's a bit like scanning groceries in the supermarket where I used to work. That should do it. As he plops the marmalade Tom back into the shade. Sure enough, upon withdrawal, I find the cat has been successfully scanned. Fluffy Pie! Fluffy Pie! Meow! Sup, Fluffy Bot? Fluffy Bot, name Fluffy Bot, gender male, age 10 years, 4 months. Breed red tabby, Persian. Eye color red. No, this is black. That's not red. That's black. It's black. I think you're colorblind. That is black. That is not red. Listen. I know red when I see red. That is not red. That's black. That's black. That's not even close to red. That's just black. Amazing. Clever, isn't it? A large part of our job here will be to tag and scan the cats. Such as Mr. Fluffybot here. But it looks like you'll have no problems at all in that area. Excellent work, Chungers. You were able to put a scanner close to a cat. Good job. Thank you, sir. I can't wait to get started. Well, why don't we get a bit more practice with a catalog? It's called a catalog because it logs cats. And scan the rest of them while we're here. These 5 spend a lot of time together. They're like a little family, aren't you? Oh yes, you are. The professor seems to be a genuine cat lover like me. I think we're going to get on great. When you talk to it, it turns red. It goes killing mode. Okay, here goes. No help this time. The professor steps back. The first cat I approach is very friendly with beautiful calico markings. It comes towards me, already purring. Hi, sup, Trixie? Trixie, name Trixie, gender female, age 3 years, 8 months. Breed Calico American Shorthair. Eye color green. Next is an elegant, sleek, hairless cat, sitting gracefully in the sun. She doesn't pay me much attention and allows me to scan her with minimal fuss. I don't like hairless cats. Snooty booty. Of course. Name Snooty Booty, gender female, age 11 years, 1 month. She's old. Breed Sphinx, eye color blue. The fourth cat I approach is a noisy one. This is kinda like Sarna's cat. McMurphy. McMurphy's the loud one, let's remember that. Gender male, age 6 years. Breed brown crossbreed. Eye color green. Okay, this is a lot of information. Finally, the one I've deliberately put off until last has been skulking around the edges of the activity, eyeing me suspiciously, as though he could pounce me at any moment. I laugh at myself already projecting personality onto these animals. It just is. Name, Kibbles. I will not remember any of this. Gender male, age 3 years, breed white, British, long hair, eye color green. Well done! I hope you enjoyed meeting some of the locals. The professor lets out a little laugh. I have a feeling you'll get to know them quite well in time. That's probably enough for your first day, don't you think? I think your little brain is kind of over capacity just by talking to 5 cats. I think your little peanut brain needs rest. It's quite a lot to take in. I'm suddenly exhausted and grateful to be heading back to camp. Fucking great. It's quite late by the time I've unpacked and settled myself, but I want to write my journal entry before I sleep. I'm surprised at how chilly it is. I've put my sleeping bag right up to my chin, but I still feel goose pimples bloom over my arms. Shivering, I rub them to warm myself up. It makes me smile to think that this inherent reaction to the cold is what will be keeping my new feline friends warm tonight. What? My eyelids close, thinking of cats, and the island, and the professor and the catalog. It logs cats. The world around me drifts away as I float up into a dream. Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. I'm not sure how long I've been asleep, but I wake with a violent jolt that leaves me sitting bolt upright. Okay. It's too dark to see anything, but I hear rustling and then a strange electronic noise. One that in my sleepy confusion I can't place right away. I think it's the catalog. Boop, boop, boop. The catalog! It logs cats! Acting on instincts, I scramble to my feet and follow the noise out of the tent. I look around me and my fears are confirmed when I catch sight of a pulsing red light getting fainter in the direction of the forest. I snap into action, running as fast as I can. Barefoot, dressed in my pajamas, running at full speed into the forest in the dark of night. I must be crazy. My little brain cannot comprehend what would make me do this. The words of Professor Popper are ringing in my ears. I need you to protect it above all else. Remember, it's expensive equipment. You have a small brain. Your brain is small. Stupid. My legs are trembling beneath me. I stop, feeling a heartbeat heavy throughout my body. I wheeze in and out, my breath blowing in front of me in white puffs. I shouldn't feel like this. Why am I so dizzy? I try to get my bearings and realize I've blundered perilously close to the danger zone. I can just make out the shapes of large animals in front of me before my eyes close and I drop to my knees. Okay. I'm dead. That was a game. Game over. We died. I opened my eyes. The calico cat I scanned yesterday is sitting in front of me. She drops the catalog at my feet. Don't drop it, that's expensive! Oh my god, the left one. Oh. I pass out. I died! It's over. Oh. Hello. Can you hear me? This one was the loud one, right? Are you okay? What is it? Don't be ridiculous. Kibble says a human. Oh, yeah, yuck. I can smell it now. Smells like a human. Oh, do be quiet. I will not remember all the voices. Ever. Are they alive? Of course it's alive, you imbecile.
Why isn't it moving?
Would you come on and give them some space? Move back a bit. Yes, stand back. Move it. That. Yes, stand back. Move out of my way. Let me have a proper look. I begin to come to. The Sphinx cat is standing over me as I open my eyes. We stare at each other for a moment while I try to take in what's happening. Is this one defective? I don't know why that was so funny. Oh, I feel sick. I'm gonna puke. I shouldn't have drank that whiskey yesterday. The cats watch me intently. Am I going insane? Ouch, my head. What is it chattering about? They're scared and confused. Let me talk to them. Human? Are you alright?
You! Remember, you took my catalog. It logs cats.
Oh, but I gave it back to you. It's back in your pocket now. I try to reach into my pocket and realize my hands are scratched to shreds. Yikes. Ow, 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 ow. What's wrong with my hands? They're scratched to shreds. Didn't you realize it? Fucking idiot. I try to stand.
Ow, 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 my feet, what happened to me?
Yeah, I guess that's from all the climbing.
I told you it wasn't ready for that.
What's that? Ready for what?
Its anatomical structure is far too delicate. This fucker never went to gym, never put a feet after the other. He set his whole life on his fucking butt looking at a monitor and thought it was living. This motherfucker cannot climb for shit.
I tried to slow it down. Yeah, Floof, you tried restraining a human who's that determined.
I was like, Mark, gay. His anatomical structure didn't seem that delicate to me.
I was like, a what? Doing what? Man, that whiskey was no, that was a mistake. You made your way back to the beach! Okay, but that doesn't explain. I show my bleeding hands. Ah! You crawled, Kara. Kara? Who's Kara? That's not my name. I'm Chungers. It's a term of endearment. It's an Irish thing! It's inappropriate. Wait, I crawled? Sure did! Like a cat?
Yup.
All the way from the mountains? Like a bleeding mountain lion! Impressive! But why? Because you got the sickness. It's called alcoholism.
Shh! Don't tell him.
Maybe you should sit down, human. We need to have a talk. Possibly a long talk.
Talk? Yes, that's right. Since when can cats talk?
Oh, for goodness sake. Since the dawn of time, how else do you think we communicate? You fucking idiot, do you think we're telepaths? Ah, stop spitting whisker, Major. You know full well that what the human is saying. I think the revelation here, Kara, is that you can understand us. Yes, that too. Will someone please explain what the hell is going on here? Please. Well, we don't fully understand everything ourselves. At least not all the details of how this works. I think being stood in a forest surrounded by a bunch of talking cats is about as much detail as anybody will want.
I agree. And more to the point, we were rather hoping you would be able to help us. You are the scientist after all. Maybe use that little peanut brain of you and do something.
What we do know is that the clock has started ticking for you. You're gonna die. What? What do you mean? Well, there's no easy way to say this to you, Kara.
You'll be catified.
I'll be what? Whether you help or not, you don't have a lot of time before.
Ahem.
If I may, it would seem, and we are basing this off on our experiences to date, that when a human manages to find themselves in what I believe you call the danger zone, they're vulnerable in ways that they previously were not. That is to say, you're screwed. You're not helping, don't make me... Well, Mountain Lion, there'll be no violence of any kind. Forgive me for being a bit panicked here. The vulnerability to which Snooty Booty was referring is, simply put, if you are bitten or scratched by an elderly cat within the danger zone, you will begin a process of change that ultimately will result in a full phenol transline transline.
Catified.
So basically you're telling me I'm a werecat? I look down and in amongst the scratches on my right hand there are two distinct puncture marks. The reality of my situation descends on me like a cold mist. I was bitten by a radioactive cat. Basically. Yes. Yes. My head is spinning. This is too much for me to take in. Werecat. Take a deep breath now, Kara. You're not looking so good. What? Have I started to change? I feel my head for ears, fur, anything. Everything seems to be normal. No! I just meant you're looking a bit shaky. Understandably so. I take a few deep, steady breaths and calm myself enough to say, okay, so why now? How? What? Give me some data. What have you got so far? Look, we'll answer anything that we can, but the truth is, we have more questions than answers ourselves. So, you said you need my help. What exactly would that entail? Well, finding our friends will be a start. The cats on this island, they're going missing. We don't know what's happening to them, but the body count is rising, and we've hit a wall. A wall of ignorance, maybe. Really, how many times do I have to tell you? The Meowlers are to blame. The fuck are the Meowlers? Now, Fluffy Butt, there's no need for name-calling. Speaking of name-calling, I'll remind you to call me Major, madame. Look, they can't help the way they are. It's lack of breeding, you know. Yikes.
Overbreeding, if you ask me. Again, meowlers?
They're the elder cats, the island originals. They can't speak the way we can, hence the derogatory term, meowlers. And how are they to blame exactly? Well, if I knew that, there would have been no need for this elaborate kidnapping. It's certainly proving to be a roaring success after all. Look, God, all we really know is that we're no longer safe on this island. The elders who live within the danger zone are hostile towards us. Not sure why. It's just always been that way. And now, because cats are being taken, nowhere else is safe either. You expect the occasional mishaps? We live in an undomesticated world here, after all. But lately, cats have been disappearing almost every day.
Even the last human we catified went missing.
I'm sorry, what? Let's not open old wounds, keeples, keep that. Yes, onwards and upwards. Well, first things first. This werecat thing.
Catification.
Transition. Whatever. How does it work? Time passes, then you transform into a cat.
Yeah.
It's a gradual process. It's different for everyone, but you won't just turn overnight. The clock is tickling, however. Ticking, not tickling. Tickling. It's tickling. The first side effect of the transition is being able to understand us. Well, some of us. Not the elders, obviously. Not all the domestics either.
Then you have the whole heightened senses thing, and the increased agility, the crazy body hair stuff. Basically, all of your like physical strength and stuff will be enhanced so much that you almost will be strong as a normal human. Let's not worry the human with all the details just yet. I assume there's an antidote? I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed in that assumption. Oh, hang on, you said there was someone else who put you in this position. Well, let's hope you're better than they were. Unfortunately, they weren't able to discover an antidote or get our friends back. I know where their notes are, though. Really? Trade.
Huh?
You help us and I'll give you their progress reports.
Help the kitties. I don't think we have much of a choice. So we're gonna help the kitties.
Not much of a choice, really, is it?
Afraid not. Okay, fine. So where do I start? Is there anything you can tell me that will help me track down your missing friends? Well, no one listened to sense. Start with the meowlers. And I'll eat my head if it doesn't end their toe. You don't have a head. Don't mind him. He's set in his way. We have every reason to believe the abductions take place in your part of the island. Yes, nowhere near the danger zone or the elders. Well, that doesn't make much sense. But I suppose nothing does around this place. My catalog, it logs cats, starts beeping. Oh, my alarm. I have to get to work. You run along now. We don't want you arousing suspicions with your people. You can meet with us later. Okay? I'll make sure these reports are in your tent before this evening. Thanks, Kara! You're 1 in a million! I imagine the odds are far greater than that, given your new health status. Go. And thanks from all of us. Okay. That happened. That happened. After a rather painful journey, I'm very grateful to finally limp into camp. I have just enough time to get myself tidied up for work, and I'm about to peel off my filthy pajamas when I hear my catalog, it locks cats, beeping. Boop, boop, boop. A message, but I can't tell who it's from. It's not from any of the contacts that Professor Popper programmed into it. In fact, there's no contact information at all. A known number. Are you sure it is wise to trust everyone? Anyone? What on earth does that mean? Who's this? There's a lot you don't know. Think carefully about who you confide in. Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. Before I can think of a reply, the messages are gone, and my catalog has no record of them. I didn't have any time to think about this right now. I need to get ready. I like that shirt. That's a nice shirt. As soon as I'm presentable, I head over to the lab. I'm 10 minutes late. It doesn't give a good impression of my first morning. Ah, Chungers, good to see you. I see your small brain didn't even make you understand how to be punctual. You're fucking late. I was beginning to worry. Did you oversleep on your first day? I'm terribly sorry, sir. I think the traveling and all the excitement of yesterday. I take punctuality very seriously. It cuts across my apology. I don't give a fuck. You'll find I'm quite relaxed about most things. As long as you get the work done, I don't mind what hours you keep. Thank you, sir. Now, you're fired. So, shall we get started? I'm kidding, I cannot fire you. There's literally 5 people on this island and you're one of them. I cannot fire you even if I wanted to. My goodness, what on earth happened to you? He's looking at all the scratches over my hands. Oh, I fell and tried to save myself by grabbing onto a bush. Yes. I'm afraid I led you astray last night. Not everyone can take a double malt. How's the head this morning? What? Oh, the whiskey, yeah. I decided it's easier to play along. A little bit fuzzy, but it won't affect my work, sir. I really oughtn't drink spirits on an empty stomach. We ought to get those stands sorted out, though. They look pretty nasty to me. I don't want to look at them. That's disgusting. Put them away. He goes to the tall metal cabinet in the corner and takes out a bottle and some cotton wool. He begins cleaning and tending to my hands while he talks. For today, I'd like you to help me with a few tasks around the lab to get the hangs of things, but from tomorrow I'll let you make your own choices about how best to carve up your time. I cannot babysit you. I'm gonna need you to actually do your own things. We're already short-handed. Of course, you're primarily here to carry out your job as my research assistant. However, try to make the most of your time on the island. Once your work is completed, we'll be saying goodbye, because I don't want to see your ugly face anymore. This really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so don't waste it all in the lab. Because I don't want to see your ugly face anymore. Naturally, I need your help around here too. But I'd also like you to get your hands dirty with some field work. And possibly not bloody. I don't want to look at that. That's disgusting. Make sure you spend time exploring the island. It's a beautiful place, and there's a lot to see. Just don't go on the danger zone, the danger area, the danger place. The stranger danger. Take the time to get to know the cats. A full understanding of their behavior is crucial to our research. There's plenty to see and to do. However, you must be careful not to overwork. Take regular rest and relaxation. We don't want you to burn yourself out now, do we? Like today, and then be late at work again. Fucking idiot. I'll try to get the balance right. That's the spirit. So there you are. He's done a first-class job on my wounds, and they aren't bothering me nearly as much. I spend the rest of the day with the professor, getting to know how the various pieces of equipment in the lab work. Finding out where everything is and learning some of the basic duties I will be performing routinely. By the end of the day, I am exhausted. I make my way to the tent. I'm about to flop down on my bed when I see a package poking out from underneath it. It's the reports that Keeples promised to deliver. The cats were right, the previous person barely made a start on producing an antidote. I'm gutted and worried. What if I can't do any better? Would I just turn into a cat? I decide that's not an option and resolve to get going on my own research into it tomorrow. My instincts tell me that the cats will be a good starting point. Or the only starting point. I need to trust my instincts because my brain is not that big apparently. I have a feeling they know a lot more than they are prepared to tell me. I need to gain their trust and see if I can get them to open up a bit. I'm sure I'll make more progress if I focus on one at a time. I'm optimistic that one-to-one sharing will prove fruitful. It's a small glimmer of hope. Tonight I'm not fit for anything. I can barely even write in my journal before I fall asleep. The first morning of waking up on the island. What? It's the second one. What? I'm so excited to discover what the lady will bring. Should I jump straight into the lab research? Or maybe it will be wise to start investigating a way to help these cats and find a cure for myself? Do I really not want to become a cat and live like my life just lazily, not having to work, just lazily laying around and eating and sleeping? That's what cats do. Perhaps a good starting point will be to get to know the cats a little better on a one-to-one basis. Yeah, we already went over that. New achievement, new job. Yeah. What should I do today? Rest. Literally nothing. Oh, romance, reckon, or research. Okay, so every action takes like one hard thing. Let's see. First of all, we need to make an antidote, so I guess I would research. Which task should I research? I don't know. Research 12? Let's see. A slow day today. I've only got to organize a few samples from previous field trips. Today I'm off on a field trip of sorts with the professor. I can't wait to see what he's planning to show me. Field work. Time to round up some rowdy kitties. Oh, that's the research that we're talking about. Okay. I'd say organize the samples first. Yeah, let's take it easy. Today I'm in the lab doing floral research. It's not the most exciting job, but if I keep my head down, I can get through it quickly enough. It really just consists of unpacking the new samples of plants and flowers that the professor and I have collected on our foraging expeditions, and locking them into the database of organic substances on the computer. Most of them are commonplace plants that grow abundantly in the forest, but occasionally we come across something more rare, exotic even. One of the samples I'm looking at today is the Calendula Ircana Maritima, which is very interesting indeed. I can't help speculating that it's being cultivated in the marigold's little greenhouse and then transplanted to open ground. We also saw a lot of different drugs because it gets lonely in here, so you need to you need to get busy somehow. I'm distracted momentarily by the sound of clinking glass, and I turn to see the beautiful manicured paw of a sphinx cat tapping on the beaker, nudging it perilously close to the edge of the counter. You mother... Both stop that, you're not supposed to be in here. She laughs as though I've told a joke. That's a frightfully pretty flower. Calendula incana marittima, if I'm not mistaken. You never cease to amaze me, Boots. How on earth did you know that? Why, I make it my business to know all about rare and valuable works of art. Art? Why not? It's being created like a sculpture or a painting. The marigolds are the true artists in the garden. Ah, I wonder if they had something to do with this. It's so unusual even in its natural swampy habitat. But to have it growing here in the forest is very out of the ordinary. Yes, its properties are extraordinary too, human. Well, I'm quite new to botanical science, so I probably don't know the half of it. Why don't you fill me in? Although I'm always happy to facilitate your learning, human, I simply can't stay here a moment longer. Also, your peanut brain will probably not understand. The air is so still, don't you find? I ignore her sideways glance and upturned nose. Let's go to the beach and drink some coconut water, and I'll tell you everything you need to know. Snoots, I'm not going anywhere until I finish this. Don't be ridiculous. You can tinker about in here any time, but the sun will be gone in an hour or two. I'm not tinkering, this is my job. If I don't get it done, the professor will want to know why. Then explain to him you had better things to do. Snooty booty, I won't tell you again. If he catches you here, Popper will cage you. Be careful with that flower, human. It doesn't do to inhale that fragrance too deeply. What? I turn to ask why and see her flounce out, knocking the beaker with a swish of her tail as she does. You did that on purpose! But she's gone, leaving me to clear up the broken glass. Yikes. Really be like that. Cat is banned. Okay, so we can either work more. We can reckon. Oh, antidote, 1.4%, okay. So it does help a little bit to know what things do and don't. I'd say go on reckon. Reckon 4. Interviewing staff. The security guard I met when I arrived might be a good lead. Time for a bit of interrogation work. A strange message in the middle of the night. Doesn't anyone on this island sleep? We should investigate the message, I think. Right? Right. I hear my catalog. It logs cats. Beeping. I presume it's the professor. I tumble out of bed and fall asleep and fumble around looking for the device. I look at the screen, my eyes struggling to focus. The message isn't from the professor at all. There's no contact information. Come outside. Who is this? Come outside. Who is this? Come outside. They obviously aren't going to respond to my question, so should I do as the message tells me? No, just leave. Yeah, let's go. My curiosity is roused. I have a feeling there's something important to learn from the stranger, so I throw on my clothes and crawl out of my tent. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Anyone out here? Boop, boop, boop. My catalog, it logs cats, beeps again. Walk to the edge of the forest. I'm not going any further until you tell me who you are. Walk to the edge of the forest. No. Walk to the edge of the forest. No. Walk to the edge of the forest. Walk to the edge of the forest. Stop it. By now I realized I've walked to the edge of the forest. I've walked to the edge of the forest. At the edge of the forest, I see something on the ground. As I get closer, it becomes clear that it's a small posy of flowers. I gingerly pick them up and notice that several of the flower heads are missing. Boop, boop, boop. My catalog, it logs cats, beeps again. Come to the edge of the forest. Follow the petals. And that's when I see a trail of little orange petals, the same color as the bouquet I'm holding. Well, I've come this far, no turning back down now. I begin to walk to the edge of the forest. I'm nervous, so I call out. Hello? No answer. Louder this time. Hello? 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 Who's that? Who goes there? Major, is that you, Fluffy Butt? I really wish you wouldn't call me that, human. What on earth do you think you're playing at? Cavering around the edge of the forest at the dead of the night, causing a ruckus. Oh, Major, you don't know how pleased I am to see you. I need your help. And this can't wait until a civilized hour? I'm afraid it can't. I'm not the one instigating this. I've been getting messages from an anonymous source, asking me to follow them to the edge of the forest. Look, they left this trail. Ah, Calendula maritima marigolds, herb of the sun. They're said to represent creativity, though some believe them to be symbols of cruelty and grief. Your knowledge is always so impressive, but I have to say on this occasion it's not very comforting. Fluffy Butt goes striding off with purpose. Come along then, Chungers. Are we going to follow this trail or not? I shuffle awkwardly behind him. Before the sun comes up, huh? We continue on for a short while and notice that the petals are getting more sparse. It's becoming more difficult to see them, until eventually they seem to run out and we find ourselves at a small clearing. Well, it appears somebody has been playing a joke on you, Chungers. I sadly agree. This had been nothing but a wild goose chase. And now it's raining on me. Seems so, Major. I'm sorry for dragging you into this. Let's get back to our beds before we waste any more precious nose time on this fool. I turn to Fluffy Butt and notice that his back is arched and his fur is puffed up, making him look even more fluffy than usual. Something wrong, Major? You tell me, human, does that pile of rocks look suspicious to you? Amongst the myriad rock piles, I notice a small, contrived-looking cairn. Fluffy Butt's right. It looks far from natural. That looks to me like it's asking to be inspected, Major. Well, get to it, Chungers. You're the one with the thumbs. For now, I begin to dismantle the small mound, rock by rock. It's not until the foundation stone is removed that we find a manila envelope. Major, look! It's a letter! It's a Q! It looks large for a letter, my dear. Are you calling the Q fat? I think you ought to open it. Here or back at base? Having got you this far, I think it's only fair that I have equal share of the spoils. Spoils? Yes, perhaps you should look right now, Major. As I'm speaking, I've turned the envelope into the envelope. Well, I'll wait it. It looks like drawings? What sort of drawings? I'm not sure, but they look quite old, antique even. But do they have value, human? Probably to someone. They appear to be sketches of people here on the island, but I don't recognize anyone. Why would someone lead me to this? How do you know you are meant to find them? Because we followed the trail and led us here? Actually, the trail ended a while back. This could be a mere coincidence. I hardly see the intrigue in a few old scribbles. They show no artistic flair at all. Even so, I'm going to hang on to this and see if they prove relevant to whatever mystery is unfolding here on this island. Fluffy Butt rolls his eyes. You really ought to focus more on the clues that matter instead of running around in the middle of the night on wild goose chases. Let's head back before anyone discovers you're missing. I roll the drawings up and tuck them into my waistband. I will study them when I have more time. I think Fluffy Butt is probably right. I don't want to miss a trick. Get some rest now, Chungers. Finally, a sensible suggestion. I head after Fluffy Butt. Struggling to keep up, I really need some sleep. Okay.